Well, if that's true, ladies and gentlemen, in Texas, we got more opportunities to know what to do. Because we do. This session here was about the Texas model. You see, during the last 2 years, the strongest economic downturn this country has seen since the Depression days, Texas forged its own path, it's forged its own destiny. And it did so because of the strong conservative leadership over the past 10 years of courageous men who are willing to make the tough decisions when everyone says don't do it. They had the courage to do it. And they did it well. And we are the beneficiaries of those decisions. Consider now for just a moment what we've done just in the last 2 years during what many people have said is the worst economic downturn since the Depression. This is what Texas has done. In the last 2 years, we have had over 231,000 people move into Texas. In 2 years. During that time, Texas created over 198,000 jobs. Our unemployment dropped 0.1%. And of the 231,000, an extra almost 65,000 children in our schools. Talk about growth. Talk about economic opportunity. We couldn't grow fast enough to keep up with the number of people that were moving to Texas. But that's a great story. And I just recently heard that out of every 10 jobs in America, 4 of them were created right here in Texas. When I went to Washington, D.C. a few weeks ago, and we had the discussion with several reps from New Hampshire all the way to California, they all wanted to know, what are you all doing in Texas? What are you all doing? How do you do it? So give me the idea to write a book. Which, by the way, I'm writing a book. It's a great story. And we need to tell the world about it. This session, as most of you probably already know, we balanced the budget without raising taxes, right? Sir? We kept our promise. We didn't just talk the talk, we did the walk. And talk about taking hits. We took plenty of history. But it was a practical thing. I just got a long email from a person who's on my Facebook that how I'm wrong in that decision. That fiscal responsibility is not good for the people. And I got to write another long list of reasons why. We closed a historic $25 billion budget shortfall. The number, for many representatives around the country, they can't fathom that number. Their whole budget is $20 billion. Much less cut the budget $25 billion. They cannot comprehend. They can't wrap their arms around it. And that's what we've done in Texas. We passed loser-pays tort reform, which will protect a lot of small businesses and save millions of dollars. We've also passed much-needed Texas windstorm insurance reform. That agency was broken, inefficient, and too costly to operate. We strengthened the property rights of owners. We extended the $1 million franchise tax exemption for small businesses. We protected human life, and we passed much-needed health care reform that is estimated to save $469 million over the next 2 years. We protected the rate case. We passed voter ID. We increased funding for border security to keep our citizens along the border safe. We also accomplished something very important in Harris County and Houston City. I was personally responsible for passing, along with my fellow Republicans, legislation that will restore to the city of Houston and the county, Harris County, almost $11 million of much-needed funding that was taken away from this budget because of the shortfall that we're facing. Starting at the end of this budget that we're just finished up with in 2013 budget year, that $11 million will be given back to Harris County and the city. And lastly, I personally was trying to get the city of Corpus Christi turned on to that. City of Irving did that in 2007, and in a matter of 2 years, their budget dropped from $188 million per year to $168 million per year, with an essay of $20 million per year to the taxpayers. So the system works. Secretary of Defense, former Secretary of Defense, Gates, has used this system in the Department of the Army, Department of the Navy, with annual savings of $500